actually two sensors in this particular installation. One is an over temperature sensor, which senses the temperature of the slab or the asphalt pad, and it will go into this assembly and go into a capped end of a rigid metal conduit. So this will eventually rest right here, and it will rest in between two of the heating wires. Now we've recessed this because it's also going to house the temperature and snow or precipitation sensor, which is right here. So what they're going to do is they're going to come with the asphalt. They're going to put the asphalt exactly this height and then get that surface finished. After that, we'll come in, remove this plastic cap, put this sensor into the box, and both sensors will get routed through the conduit over to a junction box. Okay, we're getting ready for the pavers to arrive to do the top coat. So I've done a fish tape here to make sure that when we are ready and after the asphalt has been installed up to this level, that I can then go ahead and pull the wires for both sensors out through this conduit. So that's why we're here, and we're just waiting for that asphalt to be done, and then we'll be able to install the sensor. All right, it's time to talk about our sensor now that it's in the finished asphalt. We can see that we have it at the exact height of the asphalt. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside here. All right, we've used this cap to cover the top of the sensor housing while it was being installed. And the reason why this is such a good idea is because this is the exact same thickness as the sensor itself. So we are going to have to make sure once this sensor is in place that we can go ahead and get it leveled using these screw holes that are in the top of the sensor. The box inside actually moves up and down, and that's what allows you to get it flush with the asphalt surface. So now that we are ready to install the sensor, we need to tie it to a fish tape. And the fish tape has already been in here. We're going to tie the sensor wire to send it back to the junction box. So we actually are going to have two sensors in here. One for the asphalt sensor, which is going to tell it when the temperature gets below 38 degrees or whatever the set point is, and if there's precipitation present. There is also going to be a sensor put in a little bit further, as we've already seen in the video, and it's the over temperature sensor. It's the sensor that will tell the controller when the slab gets a certain temperature, and if we want it to shut off like at 60 or 50 or 70 degrees, whatever that number is, that over temperature sensor is always talking to the controller. All right, we have used our fish tank. We have gotten our cable out of our junction box. If you notice, there are two junction boxes here, one for the high voltage, one for the low voltage. You never run low voltage in the same box as high voltage. So we're going to continue to pull the cable out until we get the sensor ready to set. Okay, we have two sensors here. One's the over temperature sensor and one is the pavement sensor. The over temperature sensor is going in a piece of conduit, and it's going to be out here between two of the heating wires. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there right now. All right, so these threaded set screws actually go over the adjustment screws. These adjustment screws allow the box to be brought up or set down to make sure you have a flat surface. So these set screws are going to allow you to get contact with these height adjusting screws. But right now we're going to go ahead and get this put in and make sure that it's flush. All right, now what I've got to do is I've got to put some grease in here for the area that has been risen up to make it flush. So I'm going to fill that with grease, Then I'm also going to go around the perimeter and fill that with grease. And I'm also going to put grease in the screw holes, all that to keep the water from getting in. Also, this product, you knead it like dough, and you fill the space with this, and that helps keep the water out also.